Welcome to a trainer question and answer session. My name is Anna-Christine. I work with the marketing team at TrainSmart Australia. I have with me here as well Asha from the marketing team. And then we have Kylie Engelhardt with us as well as a Diploma of Community Services case management trainer. Thanks so much, Kylie, for joining us today in this Q&A session. We've been getting lots of questions from our prospective students about the course. And so this session is really aimed to bringing some answers for people considering to study the Diploma of Community Services case management. And so, yeah, we have about 12 questions to go through that are all very course-specific questions. And so we're excited that you can join us today. Thank you so much for your time. And just on that note, we get straight into it and just hear what you have to say. So, Kylie, as a trainer, what is the demand for case managers in Australia right now?
Okay, Anna, that's a really good question. So right now, the demand for case managers in Australia is growing, especially in the sectors like aged care. We've got disability services, mental health, child protection, and also family services. So with the expansion of NDIS and the aged care reforms, what has happened as well is that there has been an increase in government funding for these social services. So there's a strong need for skilled professionals who can also coordinate care and support for those vulnerable individuals. With the employment trends, they also reflect this demand. So the healthcare and social assistance industry, which employs many of the case managers, is experiencing a significant growth. So an example there would be, say, for the welfare support workers, they are expected to grow by 14,900 positions. So that's about a 22.7 increase by May 2025. And also the social workers, they too are projected to increase by about 11,800 positions. So that's a 29.3 rise in the same period.
Yeah, that's really good. And so I think the average projection there is the 25.2% over the next 5 years. And as you said, there's like a very big demand. That's yeah, a good outlook for people considering to study this course. And just, I think you just mentioned that, but going on to our next question, what industries and sectors employ case managers? Where do you end up after the course?
Okay, so that's going to be determined on where I think your passion lies as well. So some of the sectors that we have where there is those employment opportunities would be your healthcare and social assistance. So this sector includes industries that focus on medical and social support. So that could be things like your mental health services or even working in hospitals in the mental health services and also disability services. You got your aged care. So that's just with a focus on the support of elderly individuals. So with the case managers work there, that's more in residential aged care facilities, in those home care services, and also in advocacy organisations where you're able to support older people with various needs. Big service here or sector here is your child, youth and family services. So that's working with children, families and the vulnerable youth and coordinating those services for child protection, family support and also foster care. You've got your disability services. So that focus there would be on providing support for people with disabilities. And with the case managers, they really are going in there to assist with organising these services through programs like the NDIS, supported living arrangements, and also those advocacy groups. And then you're going into those community services and non-profit sectors. So that could be in the justice and corrections, education and employment support. It can even go into those insurance and workers' compensation areas. And then those industries, well, as I said, you've got your healthcare, which is your hospitals, community health organisations, and your mental health services, your aged care, and again, those disability services.
Yeah, that's a very broad sector there, which is, I think, very exciting because it allows, yeah, your passions to really come through in which direction you want to be able to take this course. That's really fantastic. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. As a next question, Kylie, what specifically will I learn in this course and what job outcomes can I expect? Can you elaborate a little bit? What are the specifics of the Diploma of Community Services case management?
Okay, so the course provides a really strong foundation in obviously in case management, and the areas that you will be covering will be client assessment and care planning, the advocacy and service coordination, communication and risk assessment skills, and then also looking at the legal compliance and ethical considerations. So some of the skills that you will be developing would be could be implementing service programs. You could be applying specialist interpersonal and counselling interview skills, recognizing and responding appropriately to domestic and family violence, along with recognizing and responding appropriately to crisis situations as well, coordinating those complex case requirements, and also undertaking case management in a child protection framework.
And so with that in mind, that's like a lot of in-depth studies right there already. And there's obviously a lot more units, around 20 course units in total. What are the potential job outcomes?
With your case manager, like really, you're looking at your caseworker, case manager, and obviously moving into that managerial role. Especially from moving from that caseworker, you've got your community care worker, you've got your community case coordinator, family service coordinator. So it's quite broad. Yeah, it's quite extensive, the areas that you'll be able to with the possible job outcomes.
Wow, that's very exciting. And how, moving straight along, how does this course prepare you for the real world case management scenarios?
Okay, so um we equip the students through hands-on learning and also doing those simulated scenarios. So that's just engaging in those role plays and case studies that are going to mirror real client situations. You'll practice client assessments, care planning, that service coordination, but it's also going to be in a controlled learning environment. Looking at legislation and compliance training. So that's learning about key laws, ethical guidelines, looking at those industry standards to ensure that legal compliance, that you do have that legal compliance in case management, and also understanding confidentiality, duty of care, what your reporting requirements are when working with vulnerable children or clients. Your communication and your advocacy skills. So that's just developing specialized interpersonal and counseling interview skills. And what's going to happen here is you're going to be able to build your trust with your clients here. You'll learn how to advocate for clients and also navigate social services, government agencies, and also the healthcare systems. You've got your crisis management and also your risk assessment. So that's just gaining those skills and recognizing and responding to domestic and family violence and other high-risk situations.
Yep. And all of these things that you just mentioned are broken down throughout the course in like a knowledge-based questions, assessments, case studies you're looking at practicals that you simulate with actors or peers that are where you can practice those skills, as well as your work placement where you actually continue to hone in your work readiness and the skills that you've learned.
Absolutely. So it gives the students the opportunity to obviously have those practical experiences, use their problem solving skills, and also gain that strong understanding of case management processes. So it's preparing you or the student for a successful career in the field.
Yeah, that's so excellent. We had one question from someone that asked, I already work in community services. Why should I upskill to case management? How would you answer that question?
Oh, well, upskilling skilling to your case management. Look, With this course, the case management is going to provide a structured client-centered approach that goes beyond that direct support work. So if you're looking to take on leadership responsibilities, manage client care holistically, or progress into more strategic role, then this qualification is going to give you the necessary skills and also that industry recognition.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's a very good answer there for that natural even job progression. And if you wanted to step up and take on more, that'd probably be
Mm.
a natural way to go and do it. Next question, how flexible is a course and can I study while working?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the way that these courses have been designed is to be flexible and also accessible. So this does make it ideal for the students who are balancing, work, family life. So we do have flexible study options. So we have online, we also have blended, or we do have a face-to-face learning. So that's going to be dependent on what your circumstances are and where you do actually live in Australia. Living in Western Australia will give you the opportunity to be in that face-to-face environment. And so for the rest of Australia, that would be an online blended learning.
Yeah, fantastic. And what would that online learning look like? I know that's I don't have that question necessarily in yet, but just something that comes up. Can you just have a quick, what does that online learning would look like for students?
Okay, so as I said before, yep, so it's the courses are designed, they're flexible and accessible. So the great thing about this online learning is that the students are able to access the course material and the resources at any time. So depending on what's convenient for the student, and how they set out their workload. Yeah, it just gives them that opportunity to have 24-hour access to the course. There's also online forums as well. And also, of course, we've got those student resources that are also uploaded in our learning management systems.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's really having that flexible study option is just so helpful these
Yeah.
days, I think, for many people.
Yeah, and it also gives the students the opportunity that they don't have to put their careers on hold.
Yeah, absolutely. Do I need previous experience in community services to enroll into this course?
No, you don't. But you know what? While that experience is beneficial, it's not a requirement. And
Mm.
so the course provides foundational knowledge and also the practical skills. So it's making it suitable for both the beginners and also those with industry experience looking to formalize their experience.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Moving straight on to this next question, what support is available for students during the course?
Okay, we have a range of support services to help them succeed through their studies. We have the academic assistance team. So the AAT team, they provide guidance on course content, assessments, and also study strategies, but they can also help with research, referencing, and also assessment structures. We have student support, and they offer a one-on-one support for managing your workload and also helping you to stay on track. So they can also assist with your study skills and time management, and also if you're having any of those personal challenges. We have student support, so they'll help you with your enrolment if you require any course changes and just those general administrative support there. And they also provide access to some career advice, maybe some networking opportunities, and also some of the additional learning resources. And then we also have our great IT support team. So the IT support team, they help you with any of your technical issues, helping you to access your online platform access and also any troubleshooting. So with the IT support, what they do, they ensure that students can navigate through the Moodle, which is our learning management system, how to submit, so through our submission portal, and also any other digital tools that you may be using along the way with your course.
Yeah, that's really good. So there's lots of support there available for students as they go through
Absolutely.
their study journey with us. Yeah, that's very exciting. Um, Having looked just a bit at the the course in itself, the Diploma of Community Services course, case management. We'll just shift to some questions that are a little bit more entailed to what does a case manager actually do? So what does case management work entail? And what does a day in the life of a case manager actually look like? So it's a bit more of a practical question of what the job role entails.
Okay, so that's another really good question. So your case management work is going to involve a combination of your client-centered services, administrative tasks, and also coordination with other professionals to ensure that the clients receive the support they need. So a typical day for a case manager can be really dynamic, with tasks varying based on the sector that they're actually working in. So again, those sectors could be healthcare, social services, mental health. So generally might start off with some client meetings. So that is going to be a significant part of your manager's day is spent in with meeting with clients. Could be assessing needs as well. So you, as a case manager, you'll be gathering information through interviews, intake forms, and also it could be through previous documentation to evaluate your client's physical, emotional, financial, and also social needs, developing those support plans, coordinating services. So that's really acting as a liaison officer between your clients and also the service providers. Liaising with stakeholders, advocating for your clients. A big one is ensuring compliance as well. So making sure that you are responsible for making sure that all the services provided do align with industry regulations. So that's your policies and also your ethical standards. But really, yeah, in terms of a daily schedule, it could look like you might start reviewing those case files and preparing for meetings in the morning. Then the middle of the day could involve just those client assessments or service coordination, while the afternoons could be spent liaising with other professionals or just ensuring that your documentation is completed. But I tell you now, a day in the life of the case manager is going to be busy. It's going to be varied. It's going to require a balance of direct client care and also just that behind the scenes administrative work.
Yeah, that's exciting. It definitely sounds like a very every day can look slightly different, but maybe some of the tasks are the same, but because you're dealing with people, it just different problems arise, different scenarios would arise that you can address. So it really would suit people who love the if your day looks different every day scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it is a very, very dynamic role.
Mm, that's great. And what skills are most important in for a case manager?
Okay, so your skills are going to include your communication, your active listening, your problem solving, advocacy, time management, and a really strong understanding of social services systems. And then, of course, you've got your empathy and your resilience. They are also essential as well for working with diverse and sometimes very vulnerable populations.
Oh, that's excellent. And within the case manager role, what are some of the challenges that case managers can face on a day-to-day?
Okay, so some of these challenges are going to include managing complex client needs, navigating bureaucracy, and also dealing with limited resources, unfortunately. Another one would be maintaining professional boundaries. But what I do want to say is the rewards helping clients achieve these positive outcomes make the role deeply fulfilling.
That's so good. And as we're wrapping up some of our questions that are coming through, one more question. Is case management a good career choice for long-term growth?
Oh, absolutely. So, case management is a rewarding and stable career with opportunities for advancement. So many professionals move into more senior roles, such as those program coordinators, service managers, and even sometimes into policy advisors. And as we have discussed in the beginning of this Q&A, just with that continuous sector growth, there is long-term security.
Yeah, no, that's a really good outlook right there. So just, yeah, bringing it right back to our first question about growth.
Mm.
Yeah, there is demand, and therefore, like from a long-term perspective, it is a really good career choice to step into. Whether you are already working in community services or whether you are not yet and you just want to enter in, it seems like a really great option to go through and just enter the field. Kylie, thank you so much. That's already the end of all of our questions that we've been getting. Thank you so much for joining us and for taking the time to answer questions for our prospective students in terms of the course. For those watching online, if you have any more questions, you can speak to our career advisors. You can get in touch with them by scheduling a phone call on our website or just calling us directly. You can email us at course_inquiries@tsa.edu.au. If you're ready to already apply, you can just head to our website as well and just click on the apply button right there and just join in. Intakes are every 2 weeks, I believe. Rolling intake, so it's really whenever you're ready, it suits you, you can actually start with the course. But get in touch with us for more information. Kylie, thank you again for your time and for answering these questions.
Not a problem. Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.